everybody. Got this great book today, The Arctic Tale. So this is supposed to go with a movie, and maybe you can look up the movie, a National Geographic Kids movie. But I thought we could read it anyway. So it says, this is the Arctic, a giant stretch of solid ice at the very top of the globe. In the winter, the wind whips across the frozen landscape, and the temperature can reach 80 degrees below zero. That's cold. It might not seem like a comfortable place for anyone, but it's spring, and there are two creatures about to call this icy world home. What do you think those two creatures are that want to go there in the spring? Polar bear, that's one of them. And the other one is a walrus. Okay, Nanu is a polar bear, just a few weeks old. Until now, she has known only the warm, dark den her mother built for her before she was born. But Nanu is ready to leave her cramped cave and tumble down the hills of Snow Mountain. So cute. Oh my goodness. Sela is a newborn walrus. Her family lives far from Snow Mountain, past the edge of land where the ice meets the sea. She will spend most of her life in the water, but she needs the sturdy ice to rest on when she is too tired to swim. And maybe you think Sela's cute too. I think the polar bear's cuter, but they're both sweet and special animals. Sela lives in a big family group, all female. There are dozens of sisters, aunts, and cousins for her to play with. Sela will always live with her family, no matter how big she gets. Nanu will spend the next couple of years in the company of her mother, living the wandering life of a polar bear. They will go down to the ice shelf, not far from Sela's home, to hunt for seals. When Nanu is big enough, she will set out into the world to live on her own. Nanu and Sela might have very different families and ways of life, but they have a lot in common too. Nanu eats, Sela eats. Nanu sleeps, Sela sleeps. Nanu plays, and Sela plays. Just like human babies, they have adults to care for them and teach them all they need to know. Nanu's mother shows her how to hunt for seals, resting in snow burrows in the ice. She sniffs out her next meal, then pounces on the spot where the seal is hidden. It takes years of practice to surprise a slippery seal, but by the age of 2, Nanu has mastered the skill. So now it's time for Nanu's mother to say goodbye. Because she learned how to hunt, so now she gets to go on her own. And I don't know if you've ever seen a video of a polar bear hunting for a seal, but and here's a picture of it, showing kind of the pouncing, but it's kind of like a jackhammer. Do you know what a jackhammer is? It's a machine used to, you hold onto it and it vibrates like this and goes up and down and it breaks up concrete, hard cement, and they kind of like that when they jump into the ice and they keep pounding and pounding, and it reminded me of a jackhammer the first time I saw it. The first thing Sela must learn is how to pull her body up onto the ice. Then wait patiently as Sela tries to pull herself out of the water. Mom rewards her with well-deserved kisses. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed something, but Mom gives her a little shove, then waits patiently. That makes more sense. When she is big enough, she learns how to hunt with the herd, preying on clams and rests at the bottom of the ocean. Sela snuffles the clams out of the dirt, blasts them open with a snort, and sucks out the meat. A tiny clam may not seem like much of a meal for growing walrus, but Sela can eat up to 4,000 clams in a 3-day feast. It's a lot. Only 2 years have passed since they were born, but the home that Nanu and Sela know is melting. Times are changing for all Arctic animals. Every year the temperature gets warmer and the summers longer. The hard sea ice breaks up earlier and reforms later. With the early arrival of summer, Sela has no place to rest her tired flippers. Oh, they're crowded. Look at that. And even worse, Nanu can't hunt seals the way her mother taught her. Without food, she will not last through the summer months when seals are hardest to find. And hopefully this is something cyclical and will be corrected, and with some changes that we can make as well. When their environment changes, all animals must adapt or change the way they live. Sometimes this means finding a new home. Sela's family has experienced bad ice years in the past, and they remember an island with plenty of hard rocks where they can rest. It's a long swim, but they've got sleek bodies meant for gliding through water and plenty of blubber to keep them warm. Blubber is a thick wall of fat that keeps them very warm. Driven by hunger, Nanu must leave too. The trip is harder for her because polar bears are not built for long-distance swimming. They are better swimmers than grizzly bears because they have webbed feet, and they have plenty of fat under their fur to keep them warm in the Arctic cold. But a 200-mile trip is a lot to ask of a bear. Luckily, Nanu finds some spots to rest on the way. After about a week of swimming, both Nanu and Sela arrive at Rock Island. Sela's family joins hundreds of other walruses who have also made the trip. It's not easy to pull themselves up so high when they're used to the sea and the ice, but they know their tired bodies need a rest. Eventually, they take their places on the rocky earth. That's an example of how they adapt. Animals can adapt when their surroundings change. And some animals will lose fur when it gets real hot. Some will get more blubber when it gets real cold. That's adapting. When Nanu arrives, she's starving. She must find food and fast. She tries to hunt on the island, but there are no seals here, and she is too small to hunt walrus. But there is another hungry animal lurking by, a big male polar bear. Males can be as much as 3 times the size of females and can go after larger prey. Luckily, Nanu convinces him to share his meal. For the next 6 years, both Nanu and Sela return to Rock Island for the summer. Each fall, when the seasons change, an old walrus sniffs the ice in the air and the herds head home. When the walruses leave, Nanu knows her icy kingdom has returned, and she embarks on her tiring trip back. In their 8th year of life, Nanu and Sela are full grown, and there is a new sense of excitement about the journey home. Nanu has found a mate and is ready to have cubs of her own. She climbs up Snowy Mountain and builds a den like the one where she was born, and there she waits. Oh, sweet. Any male that wants Sela's attention is going to have to earn it. Male walruses sing love songs to attract a mate. When necessary, they can sing up to 40 hours. 40 hours of singing. But sure enough, one determined male finally wins her over. And in the spring, when the Arctic darkness fades, there are 3 new lives in the land of ice. Oh, look at the mom holding her baby walrus. Oh my goodness. That's sweet. What does the Arctic have in store for these new children of the North? Only time will tell. And that is Arctic Tale.